Welcome everybody to Ballintotis. It's a beautifully fine Thursday evening with a blue sky backdrop again for the third running of what is now becoming a very famous 4 mile road race in the heart of East Cork. Well, in 2010 this race was brought to Ballintotis for the first time by East Cork Athletic Club. Over 400 runners participated that year. Last year, 12 months on, in the region of over 500 runners plus over 100 walkers, and this year there is a huge gathering as the walk gets underway here just after 6:30 p.m. The walkers making their way in reverse around the coast at this stage. It'll be the route that'll be used at about 8 o'clock this evening for the runners. Lots of local faces and lots of visitors as well from outside the area coming here to Ballintotis on this Thursday evening. As we said, the rain clouds and indeed a pretty strong breeze that was around Ballintotis earlier on both have disappeared, and it's a very pleasant evening for both walking and running as the many people, young and old, from near and far hit the road. Some of the younger generation they are making their way along the road here in Ballintotis. Beautifully quiet country roads and wonderful walk by the large number of stewards that are on duty here this evening, ensuring it's a very safe and comfortable walk for everybody. Meantime, back at Race HQ, this is the new community hall in Ballintotis, which has been constructed since last year's race. Already many people gathering in and preparing to sign in for this evening's race, and a feature of this year's event was in fact the early registration with entry desks opening at 1 o'clock here today, and many of the people that you see around here were already in Ballintotis early on today to register for the race, and thus are in the position of coming to the start line as they watch Jerry Ford now making his way. The wheelchair competitors are getting about a 12-minute start here, and the rest of the competitors packed roads around the Ballintotis area, many of the runners making their way to the start line, and the man from Blarney Enniscarra makes his way around the 4 mile course of course, which has become familiar with him over the last 2 years. Many people now looking forward to seeing Jerry on the road. Ascada Rachel McGrath heading off there, and Jerry about to take the first turn and really tackle the first serious hill that's on the course here in Ballintotis. Knowing his way around, he's a clear road in front of him as he heads off, and meantime back at the start, huge number of runners, certainly at the looks of it at this stage. Last year's figure of 557 looks to be exceeded. We're just waiting for official figures, but lots of runners there making their way up from the community centre up to the start of the race, and they will pass the race headquarters and indeed past the church as well on their way over the first couple of 100 metres before they set out on their 4 mile journey. Very picturesque scene, of course, just adjacent to the shores of Lochadera Lake here in Ballintotis. The start line just a couple of 100 metres off the main M25. Meantime, Jerry Ford passes a landmark here in Ballintotis, the famous castle, as the runners get on the start line and make their way around this course. Some familiar names and some familiar faces up front, including the man, of course, that's looking for 3 in a row in Ballintotis, James McCarthy of the East Cork Athletic Club. We also see his clubmate there, Roy Fahey, up at the head of affairs as well. Roy, a former winner of the Cork City Marathon, and as well as that, a duo from Leeville, Chris Harrington and John Shine, who'll be expected to have a big say in the race. Also very prominent as the leaders pass the church here, and they're getting a huge round of applause from the large number of spectators that have lined the route here watching the runners. That's James McCarthy and Roy Fahey already shoulder to shoulder at the head of affairs there. The two Leeville guys, we said, John Shine and Chris Harrington. Tim O'Donoghue of East Cork Athletic Club there as well, and so too is Carl O'Connell, that great marathon man, and from St Finbarr's Athletic Club. And it's Fahey and James McCarthy who step it out now as they take the first turn, and meantime back behind the very familiar green and white hooped vest of Youghal Athletic Club, who are really here in force this evening. Up to 30 runners from the Seaside Club running their first ever race here. You can see lots of that green and white hooped vest there of Youghal Athletic Club, and runners from right around the area. Middleton vest there, very familiar as well, and St Finbarr's as well. James McCarthy just making a decisive move maybe as he steps up the hill, coming up inside the first quarter of a mile of this route here. It's James McCarthy from Roy Fahey with Tim O'Donoghue there also prominent, and lots of the runners still making their way past the church further down the hill there. Lots of familiar faces for local spectators here this evening. Lots of people as well from outside the county, in fact. I know we've competitors here this evening from Kerry and from Limerick, and indeed from Waterford as well. A number of West Waterford athletes. The famous white jersey with the blue hoop, famous white singlet is evident as well. The Youghal competitors going through there. Early days yet in the race, of course, as the runners go out. That's Silvio Manny of Youghal Athletic Club, local man here, just gone through. Coming up to the end of the hill, Alan Kelly of Middleton AC just has gone through there as well. He's just coming up to the first half mile there as we watch lots of runners making their way behind James McCarthy, who, as you can see at this stage, has already made a decisive break. We're not anywhere near the first mile mark yet, but James McCarthy has already opened up quite a sizable advantage, and you would have to say at this stage it could even be a winning advantage from a chasing pack of about 6 or 7. Then another group just coming up there strongly as well behind that, but Cathal O'Connell there just moving smoothly through the ranks. Marty O'Keefe of Youghal Athletic Club there as well, and Noel Cotton, who's been a great help to the organisers of this race, the man from Youghal Athletic Club, gone through as well there. That's the scene as the runners make their way then up past the castle here. James McCarthy and Kevin Smith of Middleton AC had just gone through there. Mossy Carl of Youghal Athletic Club also gone through. Meantime, further up at the end of the climb, as we call it, just beyond the school, the runners preparing to turn right there and head down. John Cremen there just moving through there as well.
Well done, Veronica.
Runners here coming to Ballintotis for the first time, but quite a number of the field have been here in both the previous 2 races in 2010 and 2011. I suppose the secret will be to success here is to pace yourself comfortably around the 4 mile Johnny, Maya McGrath, Kathleen O'Connell just gone through there as well, and still plenty more runners on the road just coming up. When they're past that arrow on the road, that more or less signifies the end of the hill. There's a gentle downhill there before they take the left to head down what is known locally here as the Castle Road. So that's pretty much the group. All of, we believe, 737 competitors here. That has been the figure at the outset. It's a huge entry, and James McCarthy heading now comfortably just past the 1 mile mark here. Really is in control of this race already as he turns now onto what's known locally as the Gera Road, a wider stretch of road here. Will give an opportunity as well for some runners behind maybe to make up some ground. This is the group passing the castle there, just about heading for the 3/4 mile mark now in the race. James McCarthy already gone through a mile 1 and setting his sights now on mile 2 up front. Runners are pacing themselves comfortably, getting around the course here. Jerry Ford now just about to be overtaken by James McCarthy, and you can see already huge daylight between James and the rest of the field. He really is running solo, which means that possibly running a record time here this evening might be difficult, because last year when he beat his time of the previous year, he was in a position to run with company for most of the journey around. You can see at this stage that he is running on his own. He is averaging at the moment just inside 5 minutes per mile, so that would get him home just inside about 20 minutes. That's Dennis Kelleher there in the lead van. Dennis, a very accomplished athlete himself from Middleton Athletic Club, knows these roads very well. He's about to take a left turn now, and at this stage James behind him will be straightening up and preparing to see at the 2 mile mark, not too far off in the distance now, reaching the halfway mark. You would imagine at the pace he's going at the moment, somewhere inside 10 minutes. A really good performance by the man that's the current Munster Road champion. He won the race in Enniscarra a couple of weeks back. Behind him it's a case really of a battle for second at the moment, with Shine and Harrington from Leave Athletic Club contesting that at the moment. Roy Fahey has dropped to 4th now at the moment. That's Tim O'Donoghue, Vitas Clava as well from West Waterford Athletic Club. His compatriot Sanders Berlitis was here 12 months ago. Carl O'Connell there, the first of the St. Finbar's runners there, just in the chasing pack there as well. That's pretty much the shape of the top 10, and you would imagine the shape of what's going to be the principal prize winners here in Ballintotis this evening. Joey Ford now heading then to take that left-hand corner. It's a relatively flat stretch of road, so from his point of view, the much travelled Joey Ford will be happy with this stretch of road as he looks on to straighten up there. Behind again we can see John Hennessy of Middleton AC there in the centre. John having a really fine season both on the track and indeed on the roads as well. That's Noel Cotton again there, and behind him his clubmate Marty O'Keefe and John Malone as well, and there's Derek Canavan and Kevin Smith, two Middleton guys together, shoulder to shoulder again, two very accomplished athletes who have garnered plenty of prize behind them. That's David O'Dwyer there to the forefront of that latest group there from East Cork Athletic Club. His clubmate James McCarthy looks a certain winner for the 3rd year in a row here in Ballintotis. He really is pretty much in cruise control here this evening. James McCarthy really has got a liking for this course. He's gone through the 2 mile mark there very comfortably up in front. Mike Dolphin there, Middleton man again from Cloyne, going through there. It's Neil Sehan from Ladies Bridge, a regular prize winner of course of Middleton AC as well, and Tom Cody coming through there. Now just moved to the over 55 category and expect expected as well to have a big say. Willie Hayes of St. Finbarr's there on the right of that duo as they come through there. So lots of runners hoping, of course, for category prizes further down the field here as well this evening. Lots of prizes here in Ballintotis. The top 3 prizes right around the categories. So there's plenty of keen competition in the various categories. The runners there turning left, heading now for the 2 mile mark as we see Francis Mansell of Middleton AC just going through there as well in the water station there, the first water station organised there by Colette Shanahan and the crew there. We see Jack Shanahan and Ellen, a few more of the younger generation there, family and friends there cheering on James McCarthy, who's not stopping for water, just giving the wave and acknowledgement. His sight very much set on the finish line, which is now just a little under a mile and a half away, and it looks like he's on cue at the moment to break that 20-minute mark. Meantime, these runners heading to take that left turn to line up for the 2 mile mark. That's really the main body of the field at the moment, and James McCarthy can just see the distance, his advantage at the moment in that shot there. This is pretty much of a downhill stretch here. It's a nice stretch of road here between 2 and 3 that James McCarthy is covering at the moment. Behind again, that's a group of runners just enjoying it. Joe Broderick, little man, just gone through there. Plenty of keen competition. As Danny McCarthy as well there, just has passed through there from Middleton AC, one of the really great campaigners on the road scene, and Jaleel, local lady, passing through there as well. Great spirit and great organisation here in Ballintotis this evening. We watched Kathleen O'Brien from Ballynoan, the East Cork AC vest, passing through our camera point there. Our camera crew right around the coast here this evening in Ballintotis, and it's multiple, a wonderful team of stewards looking after the athletes as they make their way on their journey here. Christine Murphy just coming up to our camera point here out the coast. That's Trish Daly just passing her home spot here, so she knows these roads better than anyone. She's just swinging left, passing her own house. James McCarthy already setting his sights on the main road here in Ballintotis. So he's gone through 3 miles inside 15 minutes. He's heading now to where there'll be a large number of stewards and indeed Gardaí as well watching the action. This is the race leader, and James McCarthy comfortable, almost the bones of a minute ahead at the moment as he heads past the famous landmark here, Lockadara Lake. Still busy time of the evening here in Ballintotis. Plenty of people watching, I'm sure plenty of people fascinated as well by this huge entry here this evening in Ballintotis. Just chasing back a little bit further back there. Conor Tierney of East Cork AC also in a very good rich vein of form presently. Running through there we see Martin Cotton and now Kevin Smith coming as well. Martin, who was born just over the road here, a native of Lockadara. Kevin Smith coming through, 2 members of the Carey's team, and this again is as we look at it, James McCarthy in close-up. He's shown no signs of slackening off in the pace. He really is a really accomplished runner. Of course, he came third this year in the Ballycotton 10. That was his best ever finish in the race. It's probably his best ever season so far, James McCarthy on the roads. Young man, of course, from the Lisgould area, but he was dogged by injury following his success in Ballintotis last season. Missed quite a lot of the summer action before returning to competitive action late on. James equally adept on the track and indeed the roads as well, and also can cover the journey over cross country. But he really is running solo here. He is about to turn off the main in 25, about to turn left, where we'll be heading down in the direction of the finish line, and here there'll be a large number of spectators waiting to cheer on a familiar winner for the 3rd year in a row. Last year's ladies winner, Niamh Rowan, not here. Rona Lynch, who won last year's race, won the first running of the race in 2010, is here. We believe out the course, Sinead Crahor, looking like the possible ladies winner at this stage. Sinead from Eagle, but this is definitely the men's winner and the overall winner. Just a quick glance at the watch, and James McCarthy hits the 400-metre mark, coming into the final stretch here this evening. A huge crowd gathering to welcome James McCarthy home as the 2012 winner of the Ballintotis 4-mile road race. 736 people in his wake, but James McCarthy is number 1 here this evening in 1956. He's about to be followed in second by Chris Harrington in 20 minutes and 43 seconds, and there's about a 9 or a 10 second gap, we imagine, to John Shine, his clubmate from Legal Athletic Club, putting on a kick there, coming in. And there's Roy Fahey, former member, winner in Cork, of course, of the marathon, who was prominent when James Elliott coming home in 4th position. Looks like Tim O'Donoghue, another East Cork man from the promoting and host club here this evening, is going to be 5th as a fine run by him in 21:04. Further out the field, Carl O'Connell looks to have stolen the match on Devitus Cava from Westwater Athletic Club. It will be the St. Finbarr's man, in fact, who's going to finish in 6th position. Great run again by Carl O'Connell, first over 45. He's the first man home over 45 there. Here is Clava now, the Latvian native coming in 7th place. And it looks like it's going to be another Leavelle man probably coming in 8th. This is Marcus Yanis now running with Leavelle Athletic Club in Cork. So very strong representation from Leavelle and East Cork AC in the top 10 here this evening. Eamon O'Donovan of Bandon next home in 9th. And the top 10 looks like it's going to be completed by Paul Gallagher of St. Finbarr's Athletic Club. So there a lot of the principals in here this evening, and a lot of good running. Further back the field again, Ken Devine just coming in there from St. Finbarr's Athletic Club. St. Finbarr's runners in a row there, followed by a duo of Leavelle runners here. And that's Noel Cotton, big strong finish by Noel Cotton, just ahead of Derek Hanlon. Great run by Derek Hanlon as well. John Hennessy looks like he'll be in the prizes over 40 with that kind of a finish as well. And still coming in just behind now a number of other athletes. Is going to get very, very busy in the next few minutes here in Ballintotis from right around the field. Now that's Mossy Carroll just coming through, followed by David O'Dwyer there. And that's our ladies winner, Sinead O'Cahura from Eagle AC coming home first. That's a really, really good one by Sinead O'Cahura. Just a couple of seconds to spare at the finish line. She had fine run there. Ken Mulcahy coming in there from Middleton AC as well. Sinead O'Cahura clocking 23.41 from Ken Mulcahy, 23.48 in second place. So there are your principals in the ladies race. That's Seamus Hatnett of the Ballycotton Brand Promotions team, who've been such a wonderful help there. Just watching the finishers coming over the line. It's going to be pretty hectic here now. The runners coming in thick and fast now, and lots of Leavelle shots. And that's Tom Laffin from Bandon just gone through here there as well, and a fine one by Mike Dolphin from Middleton AC there as he crosses the line. And Neil Ahern certain to be in the prizes. The Middleton AC clubman just gone through again in about 44 minutes and 24 minutes and 44 seconds. Great run again by Nevis this evening. Lots of runners now coming in trying to break the 25-minute barrier, maybe just over. Pat Murphy of Eagle AC just crossing the line here again. Great atmosphere around the finish line in Ballintotis. Lots of family and friends as they switch over to the second funnel here, which is working so well so far. Double funnel being used here, being introduced for the first time in Ballintotis in the 2012 event here. John White and Tim Toomey looking after the times on duty there as well. As we see now the runners coming on the inside. There's Rona Lynch coming in, 6th lady overall, the first winner of the Ballintotis ladies race. Willie Hayes there, St. Finbarr's coming in there as well. And a good run as well there by a number of other athletes there. Again, just the final kick through, just when they come to the finish, they just have that final kick with the rhythm of the army, just crossing the finish line there. And Sean Murphy, they have one of the great driving forces behind this race. And in there as well at the moment, the two more Middleton athletes there, John McCauley and Kenneth O'Keefe in this distinguished from the Middleton vest. Over 100 runners in the from Middleton AC. That's Colin Barry, local man from Ballintotis, just crossing the line there. Lots of local runners, lots of people on the line on the spectator area as well. Watching now as they watch Jory Ford coming through. It's a fine run by Jory Ford. A fine performance, I should say, by Jory Ford. Just on the head of Paddy O'Sullivan there. The touring man and Vincent O'Neill from Middleton. Brian Lottie. Looks like that could be Paul Kearns just after crossing the finish line there as well. Lots of activity at the finish line here. A big finish coming in by a number of runners. Claire Fitzgerald just passing through there. There's a fine one as well by Claire Fitzgerald, and Sheila Buckley coming in there. John Quigley of Eagle Athletic Club. That's Helen Gilroy, really good run as well. Tom O'Neill, another Middleton man coming in with a big finish at the end of it here. Big sprint on by a number of people there coming to the line just about now, coming around the 28-29 minute mark, which represents a really, really good run for these athletes this evening here. Big finish, of course, for lots of people to try and just pace themselves. That's Owen Cashman running his first 4 mile, indeed himself and Declan Kelly and Dylan Murphy, one of the three of local runners having very fine performances here this evening. Jimmy Murray has just gone in there, followed by Sylvia O'Malley. Just a short stroll back home for Sylvia this evening there. Sylvia wearing the vest of a Yone Athletic Club there, the green and white hooped vest. Still lots of runners out the course, over 700 runners in total across this finish line this evening. It really is akin to something of a mini marathon, or something of maybe similar to finish of a Ballycotton 10 this one, because there's great excitement around the area here and plenty of cheering as well. Yvonne Kennedy coming in there on the inside. Joe Broderick just crossing the line. That's a fine run by Joe, his first ever 4 mile race, and a fine performance. Anne-Marie Perry just about to come in, sub-30 down. Here's John Welch, the great John Welch from Ballycotton Running Promotions. Home again, John, here this evening. He's been such a wonderful help in organising this race, both Ballycotton Running Promotions and East Cork AC. Very much to the fore in the preparatory work and indeed in the work here this evening for this third running of the East Cork AC race at this venue in Ballintotis. Formerly, of course, it used to be held just down the road of Sean Leahy, run down the road in Castlemartin. We mentioned the Castlemartin man, appropriately Sean Leahy, crossing the line there, young and old and people of all ages hoping for a big finish. Danny McCarthy, another one in the bag for Danny McCarthy. They're so consistent. That's Christine Muffy, his clubmate from Middleton AC, just across the line there as well. A very warm welcome for all of the runners. It's very nice to the crowd here in force, and they want to see them all. Sean Carr of Ballintotis and Susan Fitzgerald just gone through there, and Kathleen O'Brien from East Cork AC from Ballintotis, one of the great campaigners here on the local East Cork scene in Fotherfield as well. Back Carney of Leeville, another very familiar face crossing the line there. Another one of the West Waterford runners. Just a little bit of a break now as we look further up the road for some more of the runners just coming into sight here. People of all ages, a lot of people, as we said, running this race for the first time, with a lot of people using this race as their first ever experience. Colette Garvey just finishing there, this is their first ever experience of a road race, and Louise Knowles, another local lady, just coming home there in Ballintotis. She just crossed the line at the moment. Still loads of runners, still well over maybe 300 runners out the course, still coming, hoping that all of them will get home here and hoping to produce a big finish in front of what is a very big crowd. Margaret Barry of Middleton AC, another one of those, safely across the line, and that's Willie O'Mahony. Again, Willie, of course, one of two people who's ran the Ballycotton 10, all 35 editions of the Ballycotton 10. Willie across the line for the third successive year in Ballintotis. More Middleton runners coming through there, and certainly Middleton is very, very significant, as indeed the neighbouring club of Youghal. There was no spill earlier on today as we watched Kay Muffy from Ballintotis coming home there, just followed in the background by another group of runners. This is Margaret Duggan, another local lady from Ballintotis, home here in this, and but it looks like Mary Malloy just behind him as well. Looking at the clock overall, it does appear as if many runners have recorded a personal best time for this 4-mile course this evening. It really is almost perfect running conditions. Lucy Lawton had gone through there in the company of some of the other younger Claire O'Mahony there, and Aoife Malloy as well. These people running the race for the first time. There's Mairead gone through as well there, who know these roads pretty well around the Ballintotis area. Everybody just checking the watch and glancing up at the clock as well, and some of the runners now just coming in towards the end of the field, all gallantly finishing this race and getting a really a warm round of applause. Plenty of warm refreshments as well, teas and coffees to be enjoyed, and plenty of certainly catering staff on duty here this evening. There's been a wonderful community effort all about this race throughout the course of the last few days, and particularly throughout the course of this day as well. And so many people have rode in around the area to give a helping hand to help make this race a really huge success in Ballintotis. It's been a mammoth effort from so many people, and as you can see, so many sandwiches and so much food around the place that even with a huge gathering in excess of 700 runners and well over 100 walkers as well, of course, a number of spectators as well with us here in Ballintotis, just enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the occasion. As the light slightly fades here now, just by the shores of Lochadera Lake. In the background we have the church and the community hall. Our thanks to our camera crew out the course this evening, Deirdre Barry and Eamon Barry, who was on duty, right up with James McCarthy, also Ursula Barry and Wesley Daly just before the 2-mile mark, and Josie Knowles, who was on duty as well just up at the school, and Martin Preston, who got those spectacular scenes just near Ballintotis Castle. Thanks to one and all for their contribution.